The content of this show does not represent the viewpoints or opinions of any organizations affiliated with the hosts or any guests on the show.
The information discussed in this show is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be used as medical advice. Please seek your medical provider for professional advice and medical care. Welcome to the Healthiest Argument Podcast, where knowledge meets debate. Hi, I'm Caroline, a first-gen Taiwanese-American experienced emergency nurse, now focusing on teaching evidence-based practice and helping nurses professionally develop.
Hi, and I'm Christina, a Cuban-American, master's prepared family nurse practitioner with a broad variety of experience ranging from bedside to management and much more.
Each episode will each represent a topic, research the latest peer-reviewed journals, and battle it out to see who wins the healthiest argument.
With that said, let's dive into today's episode and see who will win the healthiest argument.
What were we talking about before my
technical difficulties?
Yeah.
We were talking about marketing goals.
Yes, our marketing goals. We wanted to share some with our amazing fans. So our marketing goals include increasing our followers on various platforms, but specifically Instagram and YouTube, right? Those are our main focuses right now. We also have TikTok, and we have Spotify, Apple, all those platforms. So we are looking to reach, was it 500 on Instagram? Was our goal?
Something close to that.
Our goal is to reach 500. We are nowhere near that. I think we're at like 150 right now.
More or less. Yeah, we have goals that we'd like to meet, of course, because we have to have some sort of projected growth. But certainly we would like our social media presence to be expanded. That's what we're looking for.
On YouTube, I know there's some stuff like we can't do right now. For example, we can't go live. We can't share certain things. We can't create polls until we meet certain followers. So our first goal is 50. I think we're so close. We're at 36.
Super close. We're almost there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please spread the word.
Also because that helps us like modify our content so we can adjust course based off of like the polls and stuff that we get. So you guys give us more feedback, then we can go ahead and adjust course. It also helps with content creation, which is super important.
Content creation. Hi, Yuki. Everyone, this is our frequent flyer, Yuki. He's asking for attention. Mika's right behind him.
One of the babies of the house. I think we've mentioned it in an episode that a lot of these research content, right? Some of them cost us money, so we have to actually pull from our pocket, which is okay, of course. But we would like to have a more broad access to more research and more information. So that's why it's pretty important to us.
And if anyone has any free resources that they personally use, because I know a lot of you guys are in the healthcare field, that you guys do research, publish, please let us know. Because we do all of this on our personal time, it is a little bit different. So whatever resources you guys have, please help us. And the more the merrier, because we just want it all.
That helps us dramatically.
We want your brain matter.
Please share your brain matter with us.
Your knowledge, your wisdom. Any marketing people out there, please hit us up.
Oh my gosh, you know what happened one time? I remember like back in the COVID days, I was like, oh my God, we need help with some things. And I was asking for like some like little cute bonnets and stuff for us to wear during those times.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had one of my friends, if you will, was like, are you serious? Are you really asking people? And I was like, of course I'm asking people.
People make really cute ones too.
Okay. And I said, you know why? If I don't ask, here we go with another Spanish phrase. Are you ready?
Tell me.
Niño que no llora, no mama. What does that mean? That means the baby who does not cry will not suckle. So it's time to cry.
This is a Spanish learning session.
You're gonna learn a few of the phrases.
And commonly Asian techniques and culture stuff. And we love to hear the fact that you guys love hearing us.
Oh, you know what is great?
Your favorite podcasters.
Hello. Honestly, even like the smallest details make a huge difference. Things that I would not even have thought of or imagined really made a big impact. I've seen the quality from the beginning to this last episode that we've done just dramatically improve.
You know, I had a coworker that said, thank you for addressing the mic situation and getting mic stands, because He also noticed it.
Oh, yes. Yes. That was, yeah. And my sister was like, what are you guys doing there? Sitting next to each other, holding a mic? And I was like, I don't know. We're figuring this thing out as we go.
And as you can see, we've slowly evolved and migrated our mics here. We're both eating the mic now.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I actually found these mics because of an ASMR video that I saw. So maybe we'll have a bonus ASMR video coming.
In the near future.
In the near future or never.
What do you have going on? What are your goals? What are
Like my personal goals?
Yeah, like what are you up to?
Well, it's 2025. It's a big year for me in my life, I guess birth year, whatever. I don't want to give my age away, guys, but some of you guys know. I'm trying to do big bad things with my life, and one of them is
She said big bad, not big back. I just want to make sure that was clear.
put it in the show notes. But yes, one of the things is something that Christina's recently done is go back to school. I'm looking into going back to school, getting my doctorate in possibly nurse practitioner or PhD. You guys know I'm really into the research and things. So just a couple different things that I'm thinking about. Super exciting. Finances.
I think it's great. I love that for you.
Thanks.
Totally pursue it.
Dr. Caroline.
You know that I always second your emotions.
What about you, Christina? What's new in your lovely life, in your goals that you want to achieve?
Well, excellent question. So the newest thing for me is I'm transitioning from emergency medicine to family practice now. So doing all things primary care, really focusing a lot on the preventative care, trying to expand my horizons into not only preventative medicine and not only looking into what's the best thing for my patients, so on and so forth within the nurse practitioner role. I'm actually trying to look into what I can do to expand into a little bit of the wellness side of things. I think medicine has done a lot of great things. I think we've made huge advances. And I think that there is more for me to learn that's focusing more on the wellness side. So I'm excited about that. But not only wellness, I also want to start to dabble a little bit into some Botox.
Okay.
Maybe a little face filler.
Listen, beauty equals wellness. Okay. Kind of like the perception of health.
100%.
Kind of piggybacking off your journey, I'm in a very similar mental state journey, lifestyle journey, whatever you want to say. Kind of growing up, my parents are from Taiwan. I'm first gen American, and we practice both Western medicine. It's not like my parents didn't believe in Western medicine. When I was really sick, we went to the ER. But for like your common cold, flu, viruses, I remember we would go to our local Chinese market. It was a super like a family owned one, not like the big ones that you guys see today. And in the back was not my grandpa, but a grandpa who would diagnose me, do a bunch of like pressure points, whatever, and then pick a bunch of herbs and mortar and pestle them and make me take them, and I would feel better. So I do definitely believe that this wellness side, this holistic side, natural side does have some effects. And then there's also a place for Western medicine too, right? For our for pharmaceuticals, things like that, our medicines that we know that we have to get prescribed or over the counter, there's definitely a place for that. But now that I'm older and I have a little bit more of an understanding for these, over the counter meds, prescription meds, because, that's our life as nurses. I am doing a little bit more research on more herbal alternatives or non-prescription alternatives. It is a little tricky because you do have a lot of side effects. Like your classic, what do we learn in nursing school? St. John's wort, right? That's a classic. Or grapefruit, literally. You cannot take it with like a bunch of medications. So I always thought that was super interesting. And now that I'm learning a little bit more of it and kind of, trying to incorporate supplements into my life, we'll see where it goes.
I think that's great. What I love about the human body is literally we are the ultimate machine. We fix ourselves constantly. Our body's always in the state of repair. So I think it's amazing. And when you can use the tools that we have on this earth to kind of enhance what we already naturally have, I think that's great. Not to say that I don't believe in the Western medicine? Because I certainly do. I think I was actually listening to a podcast. You know, I'm really into this natural stuff, whatever. I ended up with a pulmonary embolism because they were like on a long flight or something.
Yeah,
and
I don't think aromatherapy is going to fix that.
Right. You need to go get medical treatment, right? He went, got taken care of in the ER, ended up on the right medications, lo and behold, is now safe, healthy, and continues living their best life. I do think there's a nice balance between organic, home remedy kind of thing meets medicine. You know, I think there's like a nice ground somewhere between. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. I think everything should be just kind of like, you know, balanced in the middle.
I don't know if it's like trendy now or whatever, but outpatient wise, so clinic wise or appointment wise, not hospital wise, you see a growth in functional medicine. Oh, there's a bug. People who take lab work, like your basic lab work plus some, right?
Yeah.
Or give these different therapies that are not, I mean, physical therapy sometimes falls under that. I know a lot of physical therapists that also practice functional medicine. I think one of the big ones really, really long time ago was PRP for the knee.
Oh, right now that's huge in regenerative medicine.
So using your own body to heal your own body, right? So that is something that I'm really interested in. I think that kind of ties into beauty, ties into health, ties into wellness. Have you heard of the term crunchy mom?
What is that?
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but you know, to summarize, a crunchy mom is a mom or, you know, whoever who lives this all natural life. So for example, raw milk, no microplastics, all glass, no fragrance, no chemicals, pasture raised, regenerative farming kind of lifestyle.
All natural.
All natural versus I think it's called the silky mom, I think is called. But I think the silky mom is every diagnosis has like medicine has evolved to be the way it is for a reason. So if you have a certain illness, there is a treatment at the hospital at the medical level. So your silky mom and your crunchy mom are like your polar opposites. Yeah. And I don't know if I first of all, I'm a doggy mom. So I don't know if they'll even accept me into any of those categories. Like kind of looking up the terms because I was like, oh my God, crunchy. The middle is called scrunchy. And I was like, I think I'm a scrunchy gal. Right? So you have that balance in between your homeopathic and your medical. Yeah. Because there's a place for everything, to be honest, in my opinion. I mean, you guys have your own opinion because, you know, that's what makes the world go round.
I think it's all about the balance, baby.
Frequent flyer has been discharged and is registering in the lobby checking in for his second turkey sandwich, everybody.
I wanted to mention about, you're talking about this crunchy, silky thing. So I know on social media, there's this, I don't know, is it a meme or a video reel or something? Basically, the ladies were talking about they're in an aesthetics clinic and they're like, my Botox is killing my empathy. And I'm like, I don't think that Botox is killing your empathy. I think it's just that face of slated now because you have that Botox in your face.
You know what's so funny is that there's like an uproar because these people who are preaching this crunchy lifestyle, I guess, I don't know, this holistic, no toxic, all, what is this, stainless steel, no Teflon, no microplastics, purify your water, purify your air, kind of lifestyle are getting Botox, and Botox is a toxin.
Yes. I'm over here like, hey, yeah, toxin, yeah, baby. I did get rid of my Teflon pans, and I do have all just stainless steel.
Yeah, I like a stainless steel pan just because Dutch oven. We do a lot of cooking on the Dutch oven too.
I do have one Teflon pan for nonstick because there have been a couple food items that I have completely destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have that in case I need to, that I haven't figured it out yet with my stainless steel, but I have done that. Even
I think it takes some time because even our stainless steel, it's got the browning. I don't know if it's because it's a cheap stainless steel or if we're not cleaning it right, but whatever.
I think it's the heat. You gotta heat it to the right temperature.
Yeah,
there's like a process. Basically.
I'm wondering if it's my stove too. I have an electric stove, so I've always wanted an induction stove as well.
Yeah, I've had one in the past.
Yeah, those are so cool.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I love it. The heating is like the ultimate heating.
They say that's like one of the best because like if you have a gas stove, which also I like, but I've never had because I don't know if our neighborhood even does it. But you know, we'll do the portable gas outside, and I think it cooks great.
Perfect.
But if you have a gas stove at home, people are preaching about the fumes.
Of course. Everything has a pro and a con.
That's why we do this podcast.
The ripple effect. There'll always be a ripple. On social media, as I was mentioning, like my feed is getting flooded with stuff. Can I mention that there's been an increase of social media on the topics that we've been talking? I don't know if it's coincidental.
The algorithm.
I don't know if it's the algorithm, but I'm just saying there's some big names out there that are touching the topics that we've been touching.
Yeah, I'm like looking in the comments to see what other people have, you know, their opinions, but also like some people post like other research topics in it and other articles. So it's super interesting to kind of see that, but totally same on my feed. Speaking of it, talking about our first pilot episode, coffee versus tea, right? So the other day I was looking at some reel on the effects of some of the polyphenols. So your EGCG, for example, one of the reels was saying that the impact of this polyphenol is actually of a negative one, and that if you guys remember, it's found in a lot of teas, especially in green tea. So this actually inhibits the breakdown of adrenaline, which is, you know, your flight versus flight hormone, which causes difficulties to sleep, higher stress, higher anxiety. And some people think that that is, you know, correlated with caffeine, but this polyphenol has actually been shown to be, you know, part of that as well.
So it's interacting. Well, as you saw that one on your feed, I did not see that one at all. But what I did see was actually one about the green tea properties and how it's fighting some breast cancer. Also, there was one about green tea and how it has some neuroprotective qualities, and it helps prevent some cognitive decline, and it can actually play a little bit into prevention of dementia. So,
Oh, okay. So memory.
yeah, memory stuff,
So anxiety,
neuroprotective.
stress, or memory. A little bit more about some of the stuff I've seen also is based on our sugar versus sugar alternative episode. Lots of interesting reels, posts, shorts that I've seen on that, particularly on allulose.
Oh, yes. So this is one of those things. Was it the chicken or the egg? Which came first?
Or maybe we're just that amazing and we know. We're
Oh
like,
my God.
we're just fortune tellers. We know
we
what's
just
hot on the
knew.
market.
Before it was on the market. So I actually tagged the Healthiest Argument Pod, our Instagram page the other day, because as I was casually strolling through the sugar aisle in one of our grocery stores, I noticed they had the monk fruit with the allulose. And I was like, whoa, what are the chances? We got a twofer.
Twofer,
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
So they're making products like that now.
Yeah, expanding our horizons when it comes to options.
Speaking of allulose, one of the people I follow has really shown like the benefits. That's their thing, benefits of allulose. And one of the things that I saw was that there was research on, well, I don't know, I didn't see the research, but I saw that they were discussing about research with the relationship of allulose and GLP-1s. For those that might not know what GLP-1s are glucagon-like peptides. -1. It's actually something natural that our body makes. But you guys might know it more as a pharmaceutical version of it, GLP-1s. But it's something that we naturally make, I believe, in our intestines. Pretty much GLPs work on, I think it helps your body release insulin, especially at meal times, and keeps your blood glucose or your blood sugar balanced. So another hot topic is blood glucose or blood sugar and the spikes it sometimes does depending on what you eat. But the concept of these GLP-1s and the ones that are produced in our body is to keep our sugar stable. So, you know, we're not like all over the place. Our body's not like, whoa, we have too much sugar. We don't. And also to kind of control that, especially for type 2 diabetics. So a lot of times you guys will see GLP-1s be used for diabetics. Yes, they have other FDA approved or whatever approved indications like obesity, weight loss, things like that. But essentially, that's the main thing for these peptides, right? So I was reading, scrolling, I guess. I was scrolling and I saw one of these social media influencers talking about allulose and the effects on GLP-1s. Essentially, from all the social media posts that I saw about allulose, and to summarize them, allulose pretty much plays a role in the hormones that reduce the blood sugar and hunger cravings.
Something else about the GLPs, that there's research that's going into it. Nothing that has been published or whatever. They're talking about the use of GLPs.
This is just discussion.
Well, they're an active like studies that are happening, but no conclusive.
Results.
Nothing conclusive to publish or to release. But they're talking about the use of GLPs and substance use disorders.
Like alcohol, drugs, like
all of these things. Yeah, because there's this huge, of course, like this epidemic, as we know, with the fentanyl and all these opioids and stuff that's happening. Also, substance abuse specific to alcohol is huge. And as a matter of fact, I think it's something like 50% of youth and adults have some sort of alcohol use disorder, which is substantial. So when people are looking to seek treatment to help them with the fighting of their alcohol use disorder, they're testing the waters, if you will,
with GLPs, the meds
itself.
Wow, I mean, I'm remembering that study that we talked about in the sugar versus sugar alternatives, and how there was that rodent study that sugar was used to, for these alcohol addicted rats. Which one would you choose, alcohol or sugar? And not always, but they chose sugar more often. Now we're testing with GLP-1s, GLPs, insulin, sugar, alcohol.
You can
it's
see
like
the
a
connection there.
circle.
Yes. On talking about alcoholism, so somebody was talking to me the other day and mentioned that there's some family that had gone to the Alcohol Anonymous, and they would go, one of the things they make sure to always have on hand for the patient or the people going through the Alcoholic Anonymous is to have plenty of sugar on hand. So they kept tons and tons of sugar around.
Oh, wow.
Hard candy.
Kind of like a new diabetic.
And it's to help curb their cravings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they have these intense cravings. So they're trying to combat it with something, and then they provide that.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
No, that's crazy. That's, ties full circle. And kind of talking about these GLP, it sounds like I don't want to say miracle drug, but it sounds like it's got a lot of benefits. I did see someone talking about something negative about these GLP-1s. Obviously, there's not much out there about pregnant women with GLPs. So that's, I think the birth of newborns that have moms that were on GLPs are like now coming because GLPs have, started being popular recently. But anyways, so what I saw was that GLPs have been possibly linked to certain types of cancer, like thyroid cancer, not in humans yet, in rodents. So more to come on that. But, we hear all these positives about this medication, and now some people are exposing some of the possible negative effects.
If you are getting through the proper channels, there's screening that's done prior to.
Is thyroid one of them?
There's a certain nodular thyroid cancer.
Oh, wow.
And that's why it's important. So they want to make sure they're screening for this, just to make sure that you're not at an increased risk for developing something that might kind of be underlying for you in the first place. So that's one of the important things to, getting it through the proper channels. There was mention about how maybe it was combating some cancers. Research going into that too.
Have you seen anything crazy on your social media feeds or anything that's like eye-opening that has to do with our episodes?
So, what's really funny? Okay, forgive me if I don't say this the right way, but I think this is the proper pronunciation, is xanthosma condition, or not condition, but a condition. It happens where people, they have high cholesterol, and once they have this like chronic high cholesterol, you notice these little deposits around their eyes.
Okay.
And you can see they're like little yellow
fat?
deposits.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, it's cholesterol buildup, but it happens around their eyes, like in the inner canthus right here, like in the little circle right around here usually. So sometimes that's a tell, like if you look at someone who has that, maybe they have high cholesterol. Yeah. But there was actually this one wild case where this guy converted his diet. I think it's like a pure animal diet or pure fat, something
like a carnivore diet. Oh.
And basically showed up to get care because he had that throughout his entire body.
Whoa.
And his hands, the picture, did you see the picture? All the way across the lining of his hands, all the crevices, just he's filled
with
cholesterol deposits.
Wow.
It is probably one of the most wild things. I was like, what in the world? Maybe we could do a podcast on the animal fat diet versus just like a regular diet. So,
Or
maybe we can explore that.
carnivore versus omnivore.
Oh, that's a good one.
Animal based versus plant based.
Yeah.
Because when you're based, you're still eating like I know a lot of animal based people that, follow that diet. They eat a lot of fruits still, which is not an animal, but animal based, right?
Certainly not. Yeah. 100%. Have you noticed anything new or different about anything on social media or anything else?
Actually, something I saw at the grocery store, your monk fruit allulose thing kind of jogged my memory. But I was picking up some more avocado oil because I'm out. I really like the spray for my veggies and stuff. But was it algae oil?
Wait, algae, like from the ocean?
I think it was ALGAE, algae oil that I saw. And let me tell you, the marketing was, it had like groovy fonts, like 70s font, and it was like really cool.
Did you get some?
No, it was a little pricey.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I saw algae oil. I kind of just looked at it just to kind of see. And I think the benefits from just like me scanning real quick, and our listeners, if any of you guys use algae oil, please comment. Let us know what it tastes like.
That's wild.
What the benefits are. But one of it is a really high smoke point. So 575. Oh, wow. And I remember when we were talking about our animal fats versus plant fats, a lot of the detrimental or negative effects happened with the repeat high heating of these plant oils, right? So I was like, 575. I don't even know if I've ever cooked that high heat.
Super high heat. Wow.
Super high. And also they're talking about sustainability, environmental, etc.
Yeah.
But 575, I think, was the smoke point or something super high like that, which I've never seen. And I don't know. What do you think it would taste like? Nutty?
I like fish, maybe? Kind of fishy flavor, like salty, maybe?
Okay.
I don't know.
Could be.
What do you think?
No idea.
Oh, a little fun fact about algae. It does produce a large amount of the oxygen on our planet.
Algae oil, the new thing.
Algae oil. I'm actually going to have to see if I find that. And give it a try. You might hear back on that later on.
Maybe we'll do little tastings. ASMR tasting of algae oil coming soon. Bonus episode.
They've made it all. I wonder if they're going to add that. What was that app that you said?
The animal-based versus seed oil.
At the restaurants.
I don't think algae oil would be considered a seed oil.
No, it's a plant. Yeah. Huh.
I mean,
We've opened up a whole other topic that I'm going to have to deep dive now. All right. Well, more to come, folks.
More to come. A lot of our friends, our mutual friends, have kind of talked to us about their ideas for the show and what they would like to hear. And yes, they love our lovely NPR voice, our classy. Bringing up guys back to what, the 90s? Is that what it was?
It's something around there.
I'd love to hear what our listeners, besides the ones that have told me, who they want to hear and what kind of guest speaker they want to hear. We do have a couple of friends and acquaintances that are interested in coming to our podcast and sharing their knowledge with us.
I think that's going to be maybe something that people can provide us some guidance on.
And there's subject matter experts. I have a couple of people that I know from all around the U.S. that would love to come on our podcast and share their knowledge and their experience in different subjects. I think we were talking about, what was it, group sports versus individual sports.
Yes.
I know a lot of people that are super excited to hear that and also to talk about it on both sides.
Yep.
Some experts out there.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be fun because
Professionals.
Exactly. Their personal experience and their personal perception and their personal opinion on those matters. So
this is my viewpoint on research, right? We can read all we want. We can be good studiers, good students of the research.
very astute.
But there's a difference between knowledge gained and knowledge applied, right? Same with nursing. We can read all the nursing books that we want, but that's the purpose of clinicals. Purpose of working in the field is that you now apply that knowledge in real life. And that's really hard to do sometimes.
Yep.
And I think having these guests that have this knowledge and are literally applying it to their livelihood is going to be so great. Because yeah, it could say, this is the best idea in the whole world. This is what you should do. But what about real life factors? Money, convenience, politics, ethics, things like that can really factor on a person's lifestyle or health choice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how it's all going to unravel. Yeah.
I think our goal is to reach our social media followers and our podcast followers. Please help us get to 50 and 500. Our reward will be a guest speaker.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Healthiest Argument Podcast.
Don't forget to join us for our next episode where we'll dive into another exciting and informative debate.
We'd love to hear from you. Head over to Instagram and vote for the topic you think won today's argument.
And while you're there, be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for more updates and behind-the-scenes content.
You can also listen to our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Healthiest Argument Podcast.